yeah, it's actually looking good. So I do think the chance for 32 is possible this week, but like Marty said, it's going to drag out. We're coming into summer now, and in the summer we don't typically see a lot of price action. People are on holidays and blah blah blah.
Biggs and Boggs.
Hey guys, and welcome back to your Future Hand with Biggs and Boggs. I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
And we got Spencer on Sound and Screens. Thanks for joining us today, folks. Make sure you smash that like button. We come at you about once a week with some information that we believe might benefit your future hand. Without further ado, let's get right into it. What are we up to today, and how can we plan for tomorrow? Julian.
Thanks, Marty. Yeah, just a quick update today. There wasn't a whole lot going on. We are kind of just trying to find a bottom again. So we're just going to get into a little bit of a chat and discussion, hopefully entertain you along the way with a little bit of a market scope here first.
Market scope.
Market scope. Right now, we are looking at the Bitcoin versus US dollar chart on the daily time frame. So we did bottom out over here when we had that wick low. We did bottom out, see a little bit of a double bottom at the bottom of the RSI. So I wanted to bring that up. We have crossed over the kind of guess this would be like a 50% average or the center of a Bollinger Band, essentially, and we're on top of that. So we are still green and positively moving towards the oversold. So the question is now, are we going to make a trip up to potentially the 50 EMA here around $32,000 this week, or are we going to see some more of this bearish price action and get back down into the 27 to 25 range? So, it really could go either way. I do still think personally that there could be the chance at this wick low again, which was $25,000. But we could also see this run to 32 and get to oversold again.
Yeah, what I've been seeing is it's been trickling up over the weekends. We've been going up, mostly, but we've been going down faster than we've been going up. So if you go to something like the hourly time frame over the past, I don't know,
the hourly time frame. We're going to chop it up into the shorties.
Even in a few months, you'll see that a lot of the bigger candles are red, and then it's green. Right. It takes a lot longer for that to go up than for it to go down right now. So there's definitely no doubt about it. There's more people getting into crypto than ever, and it's going to continuously build slowly. But we still have a large number of people, or I guess a fair number of people that are holding a large amount of Bitcoin. They're going to take profits. So that's why you're seeing these big drops. And this is basically what we're going to see happen over the next year and a half before the next halving is it gaining momentum, one small person at a time, and then the big guy's just going to dump a bunch. And that's just how it's going to work out. But don't you worry. Like, you want to accumulate right now. Yeah. People that already have are taking their profits. You want to be that guy in 10 years that already has. So now's your chance.
Yeah, so if you are buying low and you didn't get the opportunity to pull any profits or whatever, and if it comes back down, don't be upset about those essentially lost,
they're unrealized
gains. Yeah, they're not lost, they're unrealized. They're unrealized gains. So don't sell. If it comes back down, you get another shot at those lower prices. That's what it is. You're getting another shot at those lower prices. So here we are actually gotten a little zoomed out here. So here's that low that we had at $25,000 here, or zoomed in, sorry. This is the hourly chart, as Marty was talking about. So you can see when we do make these moves up, we get kind of the initial move that breaks us through. So we got the one high that breaks us through the EMAs, and then we have a couple more moves with these little shelves, and then the massive dumps that Marty's talking about here. So we had 2 moves with the shelf, and then just a straight drop.
Look how long it took for it to get up there, and then it comes down within 2 hours.
And so, if we are looking at the zoom in,
that's what I expect
we can start some trade BS on this trade or on this channel, I suppose. But if we are looking at the hourly chart right now, like I said, we could be looking at this move to 32 again. So the hourly right now, we've got the 20 crossing through the 50. This is actually, here's some good knowledge for you. So we hit the we hit the oversold territory here. So if we get below 30 on the RSI, this is a good signal for us to buy when it's down here in the red at the bottoms. And then obviously we could add to these when they flip green. And then we want to jump out when this RSI is going yellow and headed to the downside again. So typically we'll see the move to the downside and hit the oversold territory, and then we will make a trip back into the overbought. So if we're looking at the 1 hour today, it looks like to me we are going to make this trip into the overbought territory. territory. We're making a breakout right now. So 20 coming through the 50, and then we have the candles making a move through the 200. So this is actually I'm actually in a long. I put a long in before we started the episode. So it's actually looking good. So I do think the chance for 32 is possible this week, but like Marty said, it's going to drag out. We're coming into summer now, and in the summer we don't typically see a lot of price action. People are on holidays and blah blah blah. But the third quarter, fourth quarter of the year, we do see a little bit of a boost. And now with all these equity funds and all these larger hedge funds and stuff like that being in Bitcoin, I do think there will be a bit of a run up. And but I honestly don't think much higher than 50K, 53.
There's still a lot of people waiting to take profits. Miners didn't sell. Remember? We were talking about that a couple months ago. Miners weren't taking profits, and they're starting to just now.
Sell into the market.
It's
why did they sell at lower prices? They weren't selling above 60,000, but they're selling now
because they were hoping for 100K, right? Everyone was waiting for 100K.
Everybody was waiting for 100K.
Why would you sell, right? So
everyone was waiting.
So but now they're like, well, they know that they're obviously miners, right? So they're going to continue to mine Bitcoin, but they know like they can take profits now and still have Bitcoin for when it does go higher, right? So it doesn't mean much to them to take profits now. They're just now like, shit, well, I guess I got to do it now because I'd be an idiot or I'm going to sit on this for another year and a half.
Yeah.
And they're just going to mine more, so why sit on it, right? So, dollar cost average. This is a good chance. We're in the middle. I'd say we're in the lower area of this range that we will see for the next year and a half. So, always good to just be buying whatever you can afford, or half as much as whatever.
And the other thing is though is that like parabolic moves in Bitcoin can come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So if you are paying attention, and Bitcoin goes up 10 grand, you might want to just pull a little bit of that position out with the objective of putting it back in at lower prices. And this is kind of just, the start of getting into a trade, because essentially that's like shorting. You know what I mean? You just take a little bit of your position.
Well, you've sold some of it, right?
You buy back lower, so you can either buy the same amount of Bitcoin, take the profit out in fiat.
For now, just keep dollar cost averaging, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Always buying Bitcoin.
Pigs and Boggs out.
Pigs and Boggs out.
Peace.
Pigs and Boggs.